Republican leaders are talking 2018, but Democrats are focused on the question of whether the Trump campaign colluded with the Russians during the campaign. The president's opponents are not letting the issue go quietly. Senator Mark Warner, a Democrat from Virginia, says he is concerned about possible attempts by the president or his allies to shut down Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into possible collusion. The White House has denied the allegations. We're joined by Kelly Cohen, a criminal justice reporter at the Washington Examiner, for more analysis. Kelly, Republicans are hoping to move on from the Russia probe and all of the accusations, but Democrats are still bringing it up. What can we expect in 2018?
I think it's going to keep going as long as, there are people to be interviewed, documents to be had. I think it's going to keep going. And I think Republicans, they want to move on from it, but the Democrats don't want to. And I think there are some Republicans that want to get, they want to get answers and they want to get the closure. And so I think you're going to keep hearing about it. And it's always going to kind of be nagging, especially there's multiple congressional committees, and then we also have the special counsel. So I think if maybe there was just one investigation, it might, falter. But because there's so many investigations, it's going to keep going for a little bit of time.
Of course, the other thing that's making headlines is alleged bias in the FBI. First off, explain the accusations against the FBI, and do you think there's anything valid to them?
Well, that stems back from the Hillary Clinton investigation. So there actually was someone on Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team that was part of the Hillary Clinton investigation. He was an FBI agent, top of the top. And then he moved over to Mueller's team this summer, and then these text messages came out between him and his alleged mistress, where they were kind of like, oh my God, Trump's going to become president. Yikes. We got to figure out how to battle this. What should we do? And so those text messages just came out within the past week or so. And that kind of just added fuel to Republicans' fire. There's bias in the FBI because, he and she worked in the FBI before during the Clinton investigation. And now there's bias in the Mueller investigation because they were on it. So they've been since removed from the Mueller investigation. They've kind of been demoted at the FBI. But I think there's some Republicans that are really pushing for this bias. When it came to Hillary Clinton, they interviewed FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe yesterday about it. So I think there's a difference. You have political opinions. I have them, you have them, but you can't let them interfere in your work. So I think the FBI is going to be working to make sure that no one has that belief that, just because we have political opinions, they're not affecting how I work or how I investigate or how I do my job.
Sure. And like I said, these are situations that have been making headlines. But of course, on the side note, for your average American, they're watching the stock market doing pretty well. Americans are watching the tax reform situation. So do you think the whole situation with the Russia probe is something that Americans are thinking about? Do they impact average Americans?
I think it's something in the back of their head, but I think it's also one of those things where it kind of already happened. So it's almost like let's figure out what happened during it, let's deal with the results, and then almost move on. I think people care about the Russia meddling in the election because obviously elections happen all the time. That's something that's important. But in terms of the Russia investigation and even collusion with the Trump campaign, I think people are like, maybe it happened. Let's see kind of what happens, but they're not thinking about it 24/7. They're thinking about that tax break. They're thinking about the holidays. They're thinking about the government shutdown we just avoided today. So it's there, but it's not something that they're talking about 24/7. At least that's what I get.
Sure. And at the very least, Republicans are going to be fielding questions for it within the next year.
Yeah.
Kelly Cohen, criminal justice reporter at the Washington Examiner. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.